Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to practice a gentle yoga flow that is great for beginners and intermediate yogis. We're going to slow it down a little bit and focus on the pranayama, the breath. My name is Kate Godley, and I'm the owner of the Functional Medicine Center. I'm a yoga teacher and a physician assistant, and my training in nutrition and functional medicine has allowed me to open the Functional Medicine Center in Durham. And we've been there 6 years. And part of what we offer our patients every month is yoga class that is included in their membership fee for their functional medicine visits and wellness coaching visits. So let us know if you want to become a patient. Go to our website, thefunctionalmedicincenter.org. And feel free to comment if you have any questions about the practice today. So the first thing that I recommend is that you listen to your body as you go through the movements, because you're doing this online and the teacher cannot see you. It's important that you know how to keep your body safe. So listen to what you need. The things that I say are only suggestions. Let's get started. Take a moment here to settle into the breath. In order to find a comfortable seat, if you have any blocks, you might want to place them under the knees. You can place a pillow under the tailbone. The idea is to allow the tailbone to be a little bit higher than the knees so that you can sit forward on the pelvic bowl or on the sits bones. And then when you're ready, gently begin to close the eyes. Tune into the 5 senses here. Notice what you see behind the eyelids. Notice what you smell. Notice what you taste. Notice what you hear. Notice how the clothes or the air feel on the skin. And then bring your awareness to your breath. Arriving here in this moment, gently leaving behind everything that happened before you sat down here. Notice your jaw and see if you can allow your tongue to rest on the roof of the mouth. Maybe even gently part the lips and just relax the jaw for a moment as we focus on our in-breath and our out-breath. In order to bring awareness to the breath, you can gently constrict the back of the throat for your Ujjayi breath. Sounds like the ocean waves. If that's not available to you today, you can place a hand on the heart, another hand on the belly, and just feel the rise and the fall of the chest. As you inhale, can you inhale deep down into the belly? And as you exhale, feel the belly pull in, feel the chest fall. Your posture may change with the exhale, and it may change with the inhale. See if you can move this way with the inhale and the exhale, moving for the entirety of the breath. Inhale, sit up tall, taller, keep going. Exhale all the way. When you think you can't exhale anymore, see if you can exhale a little bit more, squeeze a little more out. Let's do 2 more breaths. And this time, see if you can visualize a 3D breath. So as you inhale, the ribs pull apart left and right, and then they also pull apart front and back. So the whole rib cage gets bigger. And then as you exhale, allow everything to come back into the center of the spine. Inhale 1 more time. Exhale all the way. If your mind started to wander, it's okay. The goal today is to speak to yourself with kindness. When you're ready, we're going to begin to gently open the eyes and just take some circles with the torso. They can be really, really small as we loosen the hips and wake up the spine. Your hands can be down at your sides on the fingertips. Your hands can be on the knees. Just taking these little circles. If you need to switch feet, go ahead. If you need to switch the direction of the circle, go for it now. Imagine that from the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone is a straight line, and you're keeping that channel of energy, that straight spine as you do the circles, which means, go ahead and switch directions 1 more time. So we're back to the original direction, which means that you're really bending from the hips as opposed to circling just the shoulders. Circle the hips and keep the spine in line, and then switch directions so we make sure we even it out. Maybe even slow it down. Inhale back, exhale forward. Remember, the yoga is the breath. Without the breath, it's just movement or dance or gymnastics. Okay, and then when you're ready, we're going to come forward onto hands and knees into our tabletop position. If you can, hands are flat on the mat, and the toes can be tucked or untucked. We're just going to exhale, lift. Inhale, head up, tailbone up. Allow the belly to drop to the mat. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Really spread the fingers, and for gentle wrists, come onto the fists here. You can also double up the mat to just help the knees, and see what happens if you tuck the toes versus untucking the toes. Just play with how it feels. We're going to do 3 more of these. You can even look with the eyes, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. Move through the whole inhale. Keep moving, even if I can't see it. And then see if you can move, even if it's tiny, tiny bits at the end of the exhale. So nothing is stagnant. Everything is energy. Everything is flowing. When you're ready, untuck the toes if they're tucked. Come to flat palms, and then take some circles here. These can be really small for gentle knees, or you can take some big hip circles. See if you can do 5 to the clockwise direction, and then 5 counterclockwise. Really get into it. If nobody can see you, do what you want to do. Don't worry about what you look like. Just think about how it feels inside the hips. Whew. Really moving the fascia of the body, which surrounds the muscles and ligaments. Really loosening up everything that gets tight when we sleep. When you're ready, exhale back to your child's pose. You can bring the knees together if it's comfortable, or take wide knees, exhale, forehead down. Few more breaths here. See if you can stretch the fingertips far away from you so you feel it under the shoulder blades. Mission to inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. And then when you're ready on the next inhale, slither forward. Keep the nose really low coming into your first cobra. So the elbows are under the shoulders. Allow the heels to windshield wipe back and forth. Just notice how the SI joints feel, where the spine and the hips connect in the lower back, sacroiliac. And then if you'd like, bend one knee. Breathe, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. The lower back is really tight. Just go ahead and bring the head down and the arms up overhead. Wherever you are, switch sides, bending the other knee. 5 breaths here. 2. Relax the jaw. Let it go. 3. You can also bring the elbows a little bit forward if you're still on the elbows, or bring the head down and just see how it feels on the lower back. 4. 5. Take one more inhale, and on the next exhale, hands come under the shoulders. Coming through tabletop into our down dog. Tuck the toes, lift the tailbone to the sky. And bend the knees, and see if you can allow the nose to come towards the knees. When you're ready, walk the feet to meet the hands. Exhale, forward fold. Bringing the big toes together like a pizza slice here. The heels out. Exhale, let it go. Shaking the head yes and no. And then when you're ready, slowly ragdoll up to standing. 1 vertebrae at a time. Slower, 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 slower. This is where we're going to begin our sun salutations. So the point of the sun salutations is to really warm up the spine here. We're going to start at the top of the mat. Just look down and see what your feet are doing. See if you can get that pizza slice where the big toes are touching and the heels are slightly apart. Or if it feels more comfortable to you, you can have the feet parallel pointing forward. But be careful of a wide-legged stance. See if you can really have the feet right under the hip joints. It's always a little bit more narrow than we think. And then when you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back on the right. Bringing this knee down, you can bend, fold the mat underneath the knee for a little bit of cushion. See if you can get this left heel forward. So the knee is not stuck, bit over bent. So we don't want the knee to go past 90 degrees, but fix it by bringing the heel forward. And then exhale and wiggle, and you can be on the fingertips here. You can also have the blocks at your side, just making a little bit of space here. Feeling it in the front of that right hip flexor. When you're ready, left knee comes back to meet the right. Exhale, child. Inhale, slither forward. Keeping the nose low, coming into your cobra. We were already here once today. Just notice where your chin is And see if you can lift the heart, lift the chest. Inhale, exhale, let everything go down to the mat. Good morning, stretch, wiggle it out. How does your neck feel when you let it go and let your head be heavy? How do your hips feel? Big inhale. On the next exhale, hands come under the shoulders. Exhale through tabletop into down dog. Lifting the tail, bending the knees. Spread the fingers wide so that you have the thumb and the pinky are as far away from each other as they can possibly be. And then exhale, bringing the heart towards the knees. 3 more breaths here. If you need a break, come into child's. When you're ready, look forward. We're gonna hop this right foot forward. Left knee down so we can do this side. Untuck the back toe. You can double up the mat underneath this knee. I'm already using 2 mats, I'm cheating. You can also use the blocks. Let me just show you here with the right knee down, sorry, the left knee down, how to use the blocks. So they bring the floor up to you. They allow you to wiggle this right foot forward a little bit, and they allow you to come from here all the way into your low lunge. 3 more breaths. It's okay if the mind wanders. Is there anything kind you can say to yourself right here? Thank you for showing up today. When you're ready, left foot comes up to meet the right. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Right back down. Inhale, you can grab a block here, flat back. You can also use the higher end of the block. See if you can straighten the knees and just flatten the back. Exhale, forward fold. 1 more. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back on the right. This time, leave this knee lifted. Again, though, using the blocks is helpful. Or books on your sides. Wiggle forward and back. Find a little space in the front of that right hip. For gentle neck, bring your gaze down to your left foot. It'll just allow you to lengthen the neck just a little bit. When you're ready, left foot's going to come back to meet the right, coming into plank. You can still have the blocks, and then bring the knees down when you're ready. Knees, chest, chin, everything coming down to the mat. Slowly. From here, come into your good morning stretch. 1 more time, hands up overhead. Allow the forehead to come down. And just notice how the body feels. See if you can scan from the neck to the spine to the hips. And wiggle it out if there's any areas of tension. Don't forget to breathe. Interlock the hands behind the back and just gently inhale. Lift the shoulders up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, let it go. 3 breaths with your head down on the mat. Then we're going to do 1 more. Interlock the hands behind the back. See if you can straighten the arms. Gently lift. Oh, making space between the ears and the shoulders. Long neck. Exhale, let it go. When you're ready, hands come under the shoulders. Exhale to your tabletop. Into your down dog. Just play for 3 breaths here. Maybe you lift 1 leg. Can be just a little bit. Maybe you bring 1 foot to the center and switch sides. Maybe bring the feet wide. Take a look at the hands, they should be in line with the shoulders. When you're ready, walk the feet to meet the hands. Exhale, forward fold, grabbing the back of the legs, shake it out, shake the head, yes and no. Let it go. This time, if you'd like, reverse swan dive. So bend the knees, straighten the spine, arms out and come all the way up. If you get dizzy, bend one knee and then the other. It just means you probably need a little bit more water, a little bit more salt. When you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. You have to do the other side. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back on the left. Keeping that back knee up. Notice how the front of this left hip feels now. And 3 more breaths, wiggling forward and back. 1. 2. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, let the blocks go. Coming into your plank, right foot comes back to meet the left. Exhale, the knees come down, chest comes down, shin. From here, let's play with grabbing one foot. So you can bring the left arm out straight in front of you or up onto the left elbow. And then we're going to reach back with the right hand to try to get that right foot. Just notice how it feels. Try not to collapse the left shoulder. Try to really push down on the left elbow if you're up. And if you're down, don't worry about it. Circling the ankle. Exhale, switch sides. If you're up on the elbow, push down into the mat with the right elbow. Reaching back with the left hand for the left ankle. Straps are good here too. If you have a strap, you can just, or a scarf, you can put it around the ankle and grab hold of it. If you can't reach, it's okay. It is how your body is feeling today. And we have to honor that. When you're ready on the next exhale, hands come under the shoulders, through your tabletop into your down dog. From here, we're going to make our way into our forward fold. And we're going to come through squat. So there's a couple options. We can hop, or we can step or walk. But however you need to get there, see if you can come to the front of your mat and just come into your squat. So your feet can be wide on the mat. Or if you prefer to work on balance, coming into your squat with your knees together. And then just see if you can bring your hands up. It might take a couple tries, hands back down, hands up. If you have blocks or books, you can also use them under the tailbone here to allow this to really be a hip opener. And instead of a balance, it becomes just a little bit more of a resting pose, but that's okay. Knees are pushing into the elbows are pushing into the knees ever so slightly. Look down at the feet and see if you can get them so that the left and the right feet are even. You feel symmetrical. Keep breathing. Hopefully you feel like you're getting a little bit warm as we move through one more sun salutation. When you're ready, moving aside the block. Exhale, bringing the hands down, coming into our wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, this time step back on the left. And we're going to turn towards the wide side of the mat. Finding our ninja pose, Skandasana. The left toes can be up, or you can bring them down. You can bring the hands up. You can also move this right foot out to the right so that you're trying to get that right heel down if you want. Exhale through center, coming to the other side. Play with the different variations. The opposite toes can be down or up. The hands can be down or up. And you can also come a little bit out of it and get this heel on the ground. When you're ready, come through center, exhale, heels out, toes in, inhale, flat back, exhale, forward fold. You might need to bring the feet further away from each other. Inhale, flat back, exhale, forward fold. One more. Inhale, flat back, exhale, forward fold. When you're ready, hand over hand, coming to the back of the mat. Let's turn for our lizard lunge. So we're gonna place our hands inside this left foot. I'm gonna turn so you can see me a little bit. Left foot is outside of my left hands. Then I'm gonna come down on the back knee. You can also have a block here under your hands, which then really allows the stretch to open the front of the hip, right? Wherever you are, you can allow the left knee to roll out to the left a little bit, only if it doesn't hurt the knee. If it hurts the knee, come back to center. Breathe. The gaze is either to the wall ahead of you or slightly ahead of you on the floor, depending on the neck. One more inhale. Exhale, cleansing that breath out through the mouth. Left foot comes back to join the right, coming into our child's pose. Exhale. Once you've had at least 3 breaths, let's come back to our tabletop. And then we're going to bring our right foot forward. Taking our lizard lunge here. Right hand comes inside the right leg. You can use the block to lift the hands up. So we're facing the back of the mat, or you can turn around whatever you want. And we're in our lizard lunge. You can allow this right knee to come out to the right. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and stick out the tongue. You can also wiggle a little bit side to side, just noticing how this IT band that runs tibia all the way up the side of the thigh. How does that feel? Sometimes if something's tight, you can also just kind of rub it with your hands to loosen it just a little bit more. When you're ready, bringing back to our tabletop. Right knees together. Hands right under the shoulders, and then when you're ready, tuck the toes, come into your down dog. One more breath. You can pedal the knees at your feet if you'd like, and then bring the right foot forward between the hands and turn the opposite direction to go back to the front of the mat. So we'll come into our ninja pose. We can spend a moment here. If you'd like, you can move side to side a few times. And then finding your way back, hand over hand. Left foot is inside the hands and we're facing the front of the mat in our lunge. We're going to plant the back foot and just come up into our warrior 2. So warrior 2 feet is left knee is at a right angle. Right foot usually needs to come a little bit farther away from us. And you can have the foot parallel the back of the mat or angled a little bit, 45 degrees. Bending the left knee, turn the hips so like headlights are facing the side of the mat. Arms out like a T. Keep breathing. One more breath. If you'd like, you can straighten the front leg. Exhale, coming into your triangle pose, finding the left shin or the left thigh, or if you have a block or a stack of books, placing it behind the left calf. Exhale, tuck these hips under you, look up at the right hand. 3 breaths. See if you can release the grip of the toes. Come back to the breath. When you're ready, square the hips to the front of the mat. Both hands come back down. You're going to bring this right foot up to meet the left. You can hop it up or step it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into your chair, taking a bend in the knees, and the hands come out in front of you. Or if your lower back feels strong, you can bring the arms up overhead. Wherever you are, see if you can sink a little lower into your chair. Exhale, forward fold. The knees do not have to be straight in your forward fold. It's more important that the spine is long. Inhale, flat back. So step back on the left into the warrior 2 feet. And if you'd like, you can windmill the arms up. Take the feet a little bit wider if you need to, bending this front knee into 90 degrees. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat or angled a little bit 45 degrees with the toes. Arms are out like a T. Hips are pointed to the wide side of the left side. Keep breathing. Two more breaths. Almost there. We're coming into our seated poses next. Begin to straighten the front leg and to come into your triangle. So I'm really jutting the hips back a little bit, but I'm also scooping this right hip underneath. And if you have a block, you can place it right behind your shin. If you don't have a block, your hand has to come on the shin or on the thigh. And just be gentle with this hamstring. Go slow. If you'd like, you can look up. The gaze traditionally is at the left hand. Keep breathing. Look down, hands come down. We're going to do one last flow. Just having warmed up our spine. Right foot comes back beneath the left. Exhale into your plank. You can bring the knees down. Chest, chin down. Inhale. Let's try up dog here. Begin to straighten the arms and then lift the hips up and straighten the legs, straighten the quads, straighten the thighs. Engage the thighs can actually allow the lower back to relax. When you're ready, exhale, come back down. Long inhale here and then exhale through tabletop into child's pose. You can take a wide knees, or you can even use a block in child's pose to support the tailbone. That way you can really rest, but you want to be able, you can even use a blanket rolled up or pillow. You want to be able to like really rest heavy here for just 5 breaths. When you're ready, slowly making your way onto your tailbone. And let's start by just tucking left foot in and right foot out. So here, one thought, especially if the hamstring is tight, is double up the mat so that you allow your tailbone to be a little bit higher. And then the other side is bring the right foot in if you have any tightness in the SI joint or the piriformis here. And we're just going to bring the right hand down. Keep this open so that we're twisting just a little bit. And if you'd like, you can grab the foot, you can have your hand on the shin. And if it's accessible to you, bring the left arm up, out, and around. So it's really a twist here. This is where we're going. It's okay to be here today with the hand just down. One more breath. And then when you're ready, switch the stretch so that we're turning towards the right leg, and we're going to bring the left hand across the right calf. Keeping the spine long, forward fold may not be an option here. You may just be twisting. Take the right hand and bring it out and around, maybe behind you, anchoring you. Be careful about bringing the shoulders forward. Don't allow your upper back to round. See if you can stick your chest out, stick out your heart. Keep breathing. When you're ready, coming up to center, we're going to switch sides. The left leg is straight, right leg is bent. The first thing we're going to do is slide this left hand down the shin. Maybe take this right hand up, out, and around. You can twist it. Or just plant the right hand right down behind your right hip. And the gaze can be up ever so slightly towards where the wall meets the ceiling. One more breath here. When you're ready, switch hands. Right hand comes across to the left shin or the left thigh, wherever you are is fine today. Just be careful. If you let the shoulders come forward, it's got to be a long spine, okay? So if you're here and that's it, that's great. Our bodies can be quite unpredictable from day to day. Keep breathing. If you'd like, you can also take the gaze over the left shoulder. Notice if it feels different if you flex this left foot. Now when you're ready, coming back to center, we're just gonna butterfly the feet. Sit up really tall. See if you can feel yourself roll onto the sits bones. So that instead of having a tucked tailbone and a tucked pelvis, your spine is really straight here. Again, rolling up the mat under you gives you a little bit of advantage. Take it. And then when you're ready, exhale. Coming forward just a little bit, using the strength of the arms and keeping the spine long. Gaze is down on the floor in front of your toes. We're not pushing it. We're just seeing, can we surrender just a little bit more since our body is warm? On your next exhale, roll back, bringing the knees up. And just wiggle side to side. If you'd like, you can take the hands and just place them under the SI joints. It's like a little self-massage here. You can take some circles with the knees slowly. Reverse direction, and don't forget to breathe. Bringing the left knee into the chest. Plant this right foot down on the mat or begin to straighten it. Wherever you are, if you're here, great. Allow the neck to be long. Wiggle the head yes and no so that the back of the head is really actively pushing down into the mat. Allow gravity to take over so the shoulders feel like they're heavy, stuck to the mat. If you like and there's room and you've been here, you can begin to straighten that right leg. And then if you need a little bit more, interlock the hands behind the hamstring, straightening the left leg towards the ceiling. We're going to play with this a little bit. If the knee is bent and you straighten it and you can't clasp behind the hamstring, that's okay, just keep it bent. And just bring, but wherever you are, bring the leg, the left leg, over to the right shoulder. Bring it over. Left arm comes out like a T, and now you're going to bring your gaze to the left hand. What else are you holding on to in the lower back that you can let go of? Noticing the middle of the back. Noticing the lower back. Noticing what happens if you can, even if you have a blanket nearby or a bolster, you can put it under the upper back and just allow yourself to roll onto it. Two more breaths, and then when you're ready, coming back to center. Both feet flat on the mat and knees bent. Bringing the arms up like scarecrow arms, just notice how you feel. Can you tuck the tailbone? Can you allow the shoulders to open so that the elbows are on the mat and the shoulders are on the mat? This is different typically than the position we're in all day if we're sitting on the computer. And so even though it may not seem like an extreme or like a back bend on first glance, it can be very opening to the chest. To just put the arms up, put the elbows back like this. When you're ready, we're going to switch sides, bringing this right knee up towards the right shoulder. Keep breathing. Try it on the other side, begin to straighten the left leg. Tongue is relaxing on the roof of the mouth. Jaw is slightly open. Lips are slightly parted. Two more deep inhales and exhales here. When you're ready, right knee. So if you tried it on the other side, begin to straighten the right leg. And if that's not accessible to you, going with the bent knee, right knee comes towards the left shoulder, crossing it over the body, and then extending the right arm and take the gaze to the right hand. And again, if you have a bolster or blanket, you can also place it like under the mid or lower back, because it will support you so that you can let go and let gravity. Wherever you are, you may begin to close the eyes and settle in here and just breathe. If it helps you to focus on your breath, count to 4 as you inhale. 4 as you exhale. Noticing the sounds in the space around you. Noticing any smells. Slowly unwind, coming back to center. We're just going to settle into our Shavasana. So if there's anything else you need, if you have a bridge as part of your practice where you can lift the tailbone and interlock the hands and breathe, go for it. If you have a yoga wheel and you want to do any back bends or a shoulder stand, now is the time if you've done those before. If it helps, you can also take an extra mat or a bolster and place it under the knees. Or a pillow is great here too, to just support the lower back. And allow the feet to be as wide as they can go on the mat and the hands to come to the belly or palms face up. Maybe you lift the shoulders, allow the shoulder blades to tuck under, and then shake the head yes and no, and allow the neck to be long, allow the head to be heavy. Relax the jaw. Close the eyes and settle in. Imagining you're like a reed floating on the top of the waves. Allow the waves to travel under you. And from here, if you have time, you can turn off the Zoom and just stay in your Shavasana as long as you need to, maybe set a 10-minute timer. And if you're going to stay with us, we're going to stay in our Shavasana for just 2 minutes. So settle in. I will tell you when 2 minutes is up. Allow your breathing to return to its natural breath. One more minute. Allow your thoughts to just float away. Allow yourself to just float away. And then as you're slowly coming out of your Shavasana, begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Crinkle up the nose if you'd like. Scrunch up the face. Relax. Slowly use one side. So you can come to the left side for energy, the right side for more, the left side for grounding, the right side for more energy. And see if you can keep the eyes closed as you use the top arm to push yourself up to seated. Just going to close practice with a translation of the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, Wisdom in Action. This is when Krishna is talking to Arjuna. Krishna says, "You and I have passed through many births. You have forgotten, but I remember them all. My true being is unborn and changeless. I am the Lord who dwells in every creature. Through the power of my own Maya, I manifest myself in a finite form. Whenever Dharma declines and the purpose of life is forgotten, I manifest myself on earth. I am born in every age to protect the good, to destroy the evil, and to reestablish Dharma." Thank yourself for showing up for yourself, for your practice today. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. If you have thoughts or questions or comments, feel free to get in touch with us. Our website, thefunctionalmedicinecenter.org, also has an email address at the bottom. And I hope wherever you are that the practice helped in whatever way you needed it to help you today.